Time to pump the brakes or not? Today, Richard Sherman decided not to hold a press conference and instead says his media availability is a privilege for those who work in the industry. Last week, Sherman threatened to revoke a reporter's credentials and later apologized. Does Sherman need to pump the brakes? Are press conferences with athletes a privilege for the reporters who cover the team, or is it part of an athlete's duty to be available?
Well, first off, he needs to pump the brakes, check his ego at the door, which would be very hard. And, it actually shouldn't be a problem because his ego probably can't fit through the door. And he is one of the 6 best corners. He's probably one of the 3 best corners. I really don't want to inflate that ego anymore, so we'll just leave it there. But there's a lot of things to take away from this. Is it under the bylaws of the NFL for him to do this? No. Selected players are. Is he an elite player, so it's sort of understood that he should be doing weekly Wednesday press conferences? Yes. And is his understanding or feeling that it's a privilege? Do I have any understanding or do I back that at all? No. He is completely out of line. The privilege is him to do the activity he loves more than anything else, making roughly $10 million a year and having all of these endorsements. The media coverage is what helps him strengthen his brand. He's taken a page out of one of my least favorite athletes of the 21st century, and Marshawn Lynch, who he knows very well, who said, "I'm just going to be here so I don't get fined. I'm about that action, boss." Terrible, terrible messages to the youth, terrible messages for entitlement. And with it, Richard Sherman, albeit also from the Northern California Pac-12 area, Stanford versus Cal, this doesn't make any sense for me. You are an outlier, Richard Sherman. You are a super performer. You're very intelligent. Your positives and your impressive nature certainly outweighs your petulance, but not in the last 3 weeks. And I'd like to say that it is not a full coincidence that your petulance that's gotten outside the locker room may have carried over to why they're now the 4 seed in the NFC if it ended right now. I'm telling you, it is. I think it's a direct metaphor. Him and the success of the Seahawks.
Earl Thomas also missing for the purpose of full context. He certainly helps in that Legion of Boom secondary, but there's no doubt about it. Objectively, the play has tailed off in the last few weeks for that defense that Richard Sherman is a leader for. We're going to play Legit or Nah on the 1-2-0 as well. Who's going to be Dak Prescott's backup? That's right, he's starting in Week 17. Is it Tony Romo or someone else who'll be backing up Dak in Week 17? Find out by searching the Dallas Cowboys and find that conversation on there.